Hello, and welcome to Andrew Broussard Watercolors. Today, I wanted to work on a painting that I started last night. I believe I filmed it as a time-lapse, so if it's there, I'll get that uploaded, or that'll be already uploaded. I'm trying to be more consistent and not let stuff sit in the queue, Anywho, with this one, I'm enjoying the approach so far, but I feel like compositionally there's something wrong with it. And I think that's because this guy is closer in the picture frame, lower, and closer to us. However, the height of this doesn't really work in perspective with the height here. In fact, after I'd painted it last night, this part was based off a photo and I was just making up the other parts. I was thinking about how I actually tried this exact composition with oils, and I felt dissatisfied with that as well. And that was almost a year ago. It just kind of rung a bell. So I figured today we can work on this, see how we can push it and increase the size of this. Whether the overall thing will work out as a composition, I'm not sure, but I think it'd be fun. It'd be a fun real-time video. And it won't be too super long, probably just 20 minutes. So that being said, I have the light source back here. When I did the initial sky, I had planned it out with having the darker sky on this side. And we do have some movement that brings the stuff to the back there. Or maybe this line kind of doesn't really work with that perspective. I'm not sure. But we'll put some glow behind this guy and just bring some interesting light into it. I'm going to use the new gamboge. This is the Daniel Smith one. So we'll kind of plan out some tall foliage. So I'm just taking a number 1 round, number 0 round. Just kind of working on the side, dry brushing, getting different marks, and getting different ideas. Here's some undersea green, which is just a darker green. Right now I have, I think, sap green, green apatite, the green gold, and perylene green on the palette right now. That's what I've been experimenting with a lot. And I find that I go more towards the undersea green and the perylene green and the new gold, green gold. You can mix a lot of greens with phthalo blue or your Prussian blue and earth pigments. So the ochres, the siennas, all give very realistic, earthy, dark greens. The Prussian blue and the phthalo blue, whichever one you use, they're both pretty strong, so just be wary of that when you're making those mixes. And if you ever want to buy a tube of those, I would almost recommend buying a 8 milliliter tube or a 5 milliliter tube, because a little goes so long with those. Okay, so that's just some more of that gamboge there. So making this more of a bigger tree form. I'm going to grab some perylene green, which when I started painting this style, I was really looking for a dark green, just a convenient one to go with, and this really fit the bill. At the beginning of a painting, I find that it doesn't achieve what I need, but then right after the beginning, it really starts getting to it. So we have a whole bunch of light coming through here, and it makes this, it's just more of an interesting area to look at. Another thing that I think kind of did it in for me was that it was almost kind of looking very Salvador Dali-ish, where if you look at anything that remotely resembles a landscape from Salvador Dali, is that like the melting clocks or the persistence of time, the ground itself is there, and then you have a few elements with it, and it just feels, for him, obviously surreal and weird. And with this one, it just gave that feel, but it didn't give that natural feel. Another thing I thought about was just taking it dark and putting the dark in that far distance and seeing what happens there too. In fact, I can grab like a raw umber, just put a little bit back there, mix it with that green. We'll see what happens. This is some perylene green. I try to work on the whole painting throughout the process, but this is like a very rare occasion of me working on a painting 2 days in a row. I like to get it done, or if I don't like it, I'll go on to the next painting. Let's really crop off the sky right there. And we'll see, maybe if you follow along, or if you want to try something like this, experiment with bringing it all the way up to the top. Experimenting with just leaving that open in there and see what you like. Okay, I'm grabbing the thin Chinese brush for some expressive lines. One of my go-tos lately for tree branches and tree trunks without mixing is the Van Dyke Brown. It's the Van Dyke Brown from Daniel Smith. It just works for me. I like it. Looking at the thickness that I used for these guys here, I want to get some thicker elements. And you can really dance this brush around and get some really expressive marks, really calligraphy type lines. In fact, I might even bring one that starts a little bit lower so you get more sense of depth in this grouping here. And notice how these ones I did lighter and having these ones darker. That is kind of what I envisioned with the light enveloping it from behind, having the lighter tree trunk. Carlson's Guide to Landscape Painting talks about that concept. That's published in 1920. And if you want me to talk in more detail about that in future videos, just let me know. But so things closer, I'm just darkening it and I'm thickening it. Did go wet and wet there. I probably should have dried off, but this is just super experimentation, just quick stuff. And also, just filming for y'all. Today, my buddy Bill and Sean came over, and I have an outside shed in the house that I bought, and it's metal walls, but the inside had like a framing on the inside that wasn't really supporting anything. And we're looking to turn that into the outdoor studio and insulate it, and also outdoor storage. So today we gutted that inside frame from it. And that gives us right off the bat an extra square foot around the whole border, which will help with storage purposes and making the studio. Every time we do something, I'll update that in a video too. The goal is to redo the siding, the metal siding, because the way it looks now, it's kind of piecework and rusting at the bottom. So the front we're gonna do some, what's it called? I was almost called it shiplap, but it's the hardy plank. So hardy plank facing the road, you know, the front of the house. And the sides, we'll redo the metal with, I guess, better metal that won't rust or isn't rusting at the bottom. Then, you know, we'll add an AC unit, things like that, a window unit. But I'll talk about those things down the line. I find that just these random marks like this with this brush at this stage, or any type of brush, gives honestly just the illusion of detail, to steal a term from Stuart Davies. One way I tried to conserve the lightness here is that it went too dark when I was filming yesterday. I was grabbing the Hansa yellow, and of course right there it's not going to give us the best, but either wiping it on or wiping it off to lift a little bit, and that helped bring back a little bit of light into that corner. Let me pause the camera and dry off. All right, I hit it with the blow dryer real quick. We did suffer a little bit from the wet and wet over here with those different colors, but it does give us a base to work on top of. Here's the Perylene green. That clicking noise is the blow dryer cooling down. That's weird. It does it though. All right, let's some foliage. Also, with the shed project, when we went in the backyard, my buddy Bill the other day pointed out that the pine tree in the back died and will need to be taken down. So that's fun. I already have a company lined up for that. Also, so if you like this channel and you want to support any of these painting endeavors, or the building of the studio for more painting and oil videos, please consider supporting through the Patreon or the Etsy. I uploaded some new stuff on the Etsy, and I think it's all originals and reasonably priced, so check it out. And as per usual, if you want to follow anything that I do, you have my express permission to do that, and you can sign your own name and everything, and sell it if you want to. So express permission on all that. I just want you guys to have fun, have money for art supplies, and then just not worry about that stuff. Like a lot of people post online, can I sell paintings that I did from a tutorial? And there's a lot of back and forth about that. So if you followed anything I do, you can do that. That's fine. I do think increasing the size here made it more interesting. It's always fun taking a nice glowing color, and I have some green on the brush, so I'm trying not to get that green. Let's take green gold. And pass it over openings. Just kind of explore and have fun with how you want to apply these things and get that glow look. There we go. Let me hit it with the blow dryer real quick. All right, Chinese brush. We can grab, here's just Naples yellow, just grabbing it just to experiment. let's get something more opaque. Here's buff titanium. And we can kind of do a little counter change here where this tree trunk is against that dark background in that spot. So bring a little bit of light forward, and then it's darker whenever it's over the white background. So we'll have to see with that, because unfortunately a lot of any type of white will dry lighter. So we'll see if it just kind of gives it a little bit of glimpse. Here's raw sienna, just grabbing a brown. And bringing the foliage, the grass out here. Is it dark? There we go. So with these, you can continue fiddling around and exploring. I think I want to do a quick dry off. Let's do a work around the painting and just see what we can do. Just kind of finer detail, a little bit of experimentation. I'm not getting a dark load on this brush, but I didn't wet any of the pans beforehand. Okay, let's do that. Maybe some stronger lines that point in that direction. Maybe some light right here. Let's see what we happen with if we grab some Hansa yellow medium. So we have light, and so I'll just kind of go into that direction there. Cerulean blue. See if it catches a little bit of the sky. It might be too vibrant, but oh, I lifted it all off. I think I like it lifted better. There we go. And in fact, we can do a tree line right here and bring that across. Okay, so we'll switch back to this brush. I'll make this tree line, I'll do it quicker. Perylene green. Bring it down to about here. Grab a little bit of other, well, here's a alizarin crimson. I'm going to feed that into that. And it's just going to get a little bit of darker and just variations. Yeah, I think that helps close off, or just a little bit of more uniformity. So honestly, this is where laying on the couch, sketching, just pencil and paper, or using an app or something like that would really help out. with just planning the composition. So like I said in the beginning, I start from a photo or just some idea, and then I kind of just start changing it from there. I'm really attracted to the different tree lines and just painting those. All right, let's do a dry off just to see how that looks. All right, okay, so whenever I feel like I want to liven it up a little bit, I'll take a yellow or the green gold and I'll pass that over on top of a pre-existing dark spot. Just kind of washing it over the whole thing. And I enjoy variations in the tree line, so you see how it undulates up and down. Might be good to get a little something in the sky a little bit higher up. Here's yellow ochre. Here's undersea green, if I can grab some. And Chinese brush with, I want pure Naples yellow, and I like to have variations in the tree trunks and the light that shows through. So dark, and then we come to this light, so a few openings, less dense area, and then it comes again, and we could look for that other places if we wanted to. And then you can play with the dark there as well. Here's just a quick dark is the Van Dyke brown. So it's kind of variation dark, variation light. And that was done really quick, so hopefully you get some sort of ideas from that. Could, but I think let's do a quick try off. And there we go. I'm going to pull off the tape so you can see the big reveal, the nice crisp lines. I'm going to sign it, and then I'll take some photos and list this one up on Etsy. I don't know why I said Etsy like that. Etsy. Lieutenant Dan. If y'all are interested, check it out. And I always try to throw in a free gift with any of the orders, and it's usually just another original painting of various size. So you always get a good deal when you buy Andrew Broussard watercolors or oils. So there we go. Whenever you're pulling off tape, pull it away from the painting, just in case it does tear up the paper. It'll tear the paper away from it and not the painting itself. I put a small piece right at the top just for measurement. I should cover the whole thing, but I'm being a little frugal with it. And I'm using the Duct, like literally D-U-C-K, Duck brand duck hit tape. That hasn't been giving me trouble with the peeling. And my sign, I've been using different pens, pencils, etc. And there you go. Hope you enjoyed. Please like, subscribe, follow, and you'll have a great day. Bye.